Book 3, Lesson 11. Diagram. Diagram. Noun. A plan or drawing that shows how something works or how different parts fit together. Ahmad quickly made a diagram of the stockroom showing us where he wanted each box placed.
Now let's review word meaning. Choose A or B. Of which of these could you make a diagram? A, a log, or B, the human body? If you said B, you are correct. A diagram is a drawing that helps explain something by showing all of its parts.
Frustrate. Frustrate. Verb. To keep from carrying out a plan or reaching a goal. The foul weather today frustrated our plan to visit the zoo. Frustrating. Frustrating. Adjective. Causing one to be upset or discouraged. Seeing his favorite ball on the dresser just out of reach was very frustrating to Eve.
Now let's review word meaning. Yes or no. It was frustrating when it rained on the day of the picnic. If you said yes, you are correct. Something is frustrating if it causes you to be upset or it keeps you from doing something, especially if you feel like you can't change the situation.
Graduate. Graduate. Noun. A person who has finished a course of study. The graduates proudly walked up on stage to receive their diploma. Graduate. Say, graduate. Graduate. Verb. To finish a course of study and receive a diploma. After Sarah graduated from high school, she worked for a year to save money for college.
Now let's review word meaning. Choose A or B. The graduate, A, received a diploma, or B, was sent home. If you said A, you are correct. A graduate is a person who has finished a course of study, usually at a college or high school.
Prank. Prank. Noun. A playful trick or joke. For a prank, Melanie put a rubber snake in Mr. Don's desk drawer.
Now let's review word meaning. True or false. Not doing your homework is a prank. If you said false, you are correct. A prank is a practical joke. Not doing your homework is not a practical joke.
Primary. Primary. Adjective. Number 1. First in importance. After the fire, the family's primary need was a place to stay. Number 2. First in order. When we finish primary school, we will go on to the middle school.
Now let's review word meaning. Choose A or B. Andy's primary goal for the year was to A, eat dinner, or B, get good grades. If you said B, you are correct. A primary goal is the most important one.
Risk. Risk. Verb. To take a chance on being hurt or losing something. You risk being thrown from the car in an accident if you do not wear a seatbelt. Noun. The chance of getting hurt or suffering loss or failure. We put on sunscreen to lower the risk of skin cancer. Risky. Risky. Adjective. Likely to cause harm or damage. Dangerous. Mike did not think it was risky to ride a bike without a helmet until he fell off and bumped his head.
Now let's review word meaning. True or false? It is very risky to work in a library. If you said false, you are correct. Risky means that something will probably be dangerous or unsafe. Working in a library is safe, but climbing a mountain might be risky.
Stress. Stress. Verb. To pay special attention to. The dentist stressed the importance of brushing our teeth daily to keep them healthy. Noun. Number 1. A strain or pressure put on a person or thing. Although Renee enjoys being on the swim team, she also feels stress before each race. Number 2. Special force put on a word or part of a word. When you say cocoon, you place the stress on the second part of the word.
Now let's review word meaning. Yes or no. Teachers often stress the importance of coming to class on time. If you said yes, you are correct. Stress means to focus on something important. If a teacher thinks it is important to come to class on time, he or she will stress that.
Urge. Urge. Verb. To speak strongly for something, to argue in favor of something. Because we had liked the play at the Children's Theater so much, we urged our cousins to see it. Noun. A strong feeling of wanting to do something, a strong wish. Annabelle felt an urge to walk straight through the mud puddle in her good shoes.
Now let's review word meaning. True or false? I urged my cousin to try the new restaurant after the food made me sick. If you said false, you are correct. Urge means to encourage. You wouldn't encourage your cousin to try a restaurant where you got sick.
Vacant. Vacant. Adjective. Having nothing or no one in it. Not filled. Empty. As the children explored the second floor of the old castle, they found room after room completely vacant.
Now let's review word meaning. Yes or no. After Marta and Dave moved out, the house was left vacant. If you said yes, you are correct. Vacant means empty. A vacant house has no one living in it.
Vigorous. Vigorous. Adjective. Demanding strength or energy. Very active. My grandparents enjoyed their vigorous hike in the White Mountains.
Now let's review word meaning. Yes or no. Can naps be vigorous? If you said no, you are correct. Something that is vigorous demands strength or energy. A person can be vigorous, and some activities can be vigorous, but a nap cannot be vigorous.
Next, let's move to today's story. Meet a firefighter. Fighting fires is dangerous work. Have you ever met a firefighter? Kristin Hartman, who was born and raised in Calgary, Canada, fights fires for a living. Let's discover more about her and her job. When Kristin Hartman was growing up, she enjoyed vigorous exercise, such as hiking, skiing, and rock climbing. She wanted to be a physical education teacher. Then, hearing that the local fire department had some positions vacant, she changed her mind. The training course lasted 8 weeks. Kristin graduated, along with 33 men. She then joined the Calgary Fire Department, which had almost 1,000 firefighters. She was the 4th woman to be hired. Kristin often visits schools to talk about her job and about how to prevent fires. When students ask her what sort of person makes a good firefighter, she tells them, "You must be comfortable with heights and prepared to risk your life." She also stresses the importance of fitness. A firefighter has to have strength and energy. Firefighters should also be able to stay calm. In a fire, many things are happening at once. There may be people in the building or things that can explode. Each fire is different. The firefighters work together closely and depend on each other for support. 4 out of 5 fires start in the home. Kristin urges students to be careful around the house. Here are some of the things she tells them. Never play with matches. They are not toys. Keep space heaters away from things that can burn, such as curtains. Do not wear loose clothing when cooking at the kitchen stove or on a grill. Kristin explains that a wood or paper fire can be stopped with water, but not one started with fat or grease. Water only spreads the fire. To stop a grease fire, cover the pan with a lid. This cuts off the air and stops the burning. The primary cause of death in a fire is breathing in smoke. That is why smoke alarms are so important. You should check them at least once a month to make sure they are working. Kristin tells students to sleep with the bedroom door closed. If a fire starts, it will hold back heat and smoke. If the door feels hot, do not open it. Leave by another way, such as a window. In addition, you should have an escape plan. Make a diagram of your home. Show at least 2 ways out of each room. Make sure that everyone living in the house or staying there understands it. Then, agree on a place outdoors where everyone can gather to be counted. When firefighters arrive, they want to know whether anyone is in the house and needs to be rescued. What is the most frustrating part of Kristin's job? The answer is easy. It is rushing to put out a fire only to find it is a false alarm. Often these calls happen by accident. No one can be blamed. But sometimes a person will set off an alarm as a prank. This is a dangerous and foolish joke. The person doing it can cause a great amount of trouble. Somewhere a real fire may be burning, but the firefighters cannot go because they have been called out on a false alarm. The end.